Hello everybody, and welcome back to our channel.
Today we're in the car again, so you know that it's going to be a chatty video. That's fun.
This one's going to be fun though.
Yeah.
They're all fun. This one's going to be especially fun.
Well, that's true, yeah. They're all fun, but I'm pretty excited for this one. Today we're going to be giving relationship advice off Reddit problems. So Reddit is a great world of mystery. There's tons of good stuff on there. So we searched it for about 5 minutes and found tons of problems. So we thought it'd be fun to give our opinion. I like watching these videos because I like hearing the girl's opinion versus the guy's opinion. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that you guys will love it just as much as we do.
Yeah. Reddit is so cool. We like whenever we're bored or like we just have nothing to do, we'll scroll through like askreddit. It's one of the subreddits on there, and it's just so entertaining.
Yeah.
Because some of the questions that people come up with are so unique, and the comments and replies to it are just so funny. Yeah. And it seems like such a positive atmosphere. Like I've never really gone into a question or a subreddit where people are just like super mean to each other and negative.
Yeah.
I don't know if those comments just get deleted or that it just doesn't exist in certain subreddits. I'm sure it does exist on Reddit somewhere. But it's just so positive.
Yeah.
And it's so enlightening because every time you go on Facebook now, it's just people talking negatively to each other all the time. So it's just so annoying. So Reddit's just such a wonderful place on the internet.
Yeah, it's very positive.
So we basically went on like, it was like
relationship problems. There was a whole subreddit for that. So we looked through all that. We talked about some ourselves and like, and then Dalton picked out, you did all of these ones. So Dalton picked out a bunch that I haven't even seen yet. We haven't discussed them yet. I don't know what they're going to be. He briefly read them over and thought they'd be interesting. So we're going to go over a few of those. There's
a few really good ones that I'm excited to see what your reaction is.
All right, so let's just dive right in. So this one is titled, "It's My Wedding Too." Hey all, so my fiance, 21-year-old female and 21-year-old male, are set to be married September 2020. We are getting the save the date sent out now, and my fiance slipped in a save the date to someone. I very specifically told her I don't want to be there. I only want people at my wedding who are there for my marriage as well. And the guest I don't want there is a friend of my fiance's who has tried to convince my fiance to break up with me multiple times in the past. My fiance is upset, but I told her that said guest is not invited, and if she gets an invite, I will personally uninvite her. My fiance is upset with my decision. Should I allow the guest to come? Well, I think that I agree with the title. It's his wedding too. Like, as much as females, weddings are more towards females and like females tend to take over and like the day is really about them, I think it's both people's day, and like that person shouldn't be invited because your spouse doesn't want them there, and it is their day too.
Definitely agree with his side of things because it's not just her wedding, and if this guest is that bad it sounds like she's a bad friend.
Well, not necessarily. You don't
sure,
know. It's hard when you don't get a lot of context, but we don't know why she said, like, you guys should break up.
Yeah, but you're not breaking up, you're getting married. So, whether there is an actual reason for them to break up or not, I think that he's justified in saying that he doesn't want her at the wedding, and
I don't understand, like, if the guest doesn't want them to get married, why she would even want to go to the wedding to begin with.
That's a good point.
Really, so
next one.
Okay, so this one's titled, "How can I, female 25, really make my boyfriend, male 25, feel loved? We're talking about getting married next year. I just want to make sure I absolutely continue to love him how he deserves. His #1 love language is quality time. I have a chronic illness and it makes it hard to leave the house much. He works 40 hours a week and he has chronic fatigue himself, but still loves to go on adventures on the weekend. What can I plan or do for him frequently that would make him feel loved? I always want to show him I love him because I absolutely do." Well, if he wants to spend quality time together, then I would say what you would do is spend quality time together. Like, if you're both really tired and you're not too keen on leaving the house, you don't have to leave the house to spend time together. Like, you could buy flowers, you could set up like a candlelight dinner, homemade, that you made at home, and like just set up a nice area. You could do something in the bedroom, like set up like flower petals and candles in the bedroom. Like, there's tons of stuff that you can do to spend quality time together without having to actually leave the house, since it doesn't sound like he's materialistic. Other things like board games, just sitting down and chatting, playing video games together, watching a movie. Like, quality time is easy and cheap to do, so I think there's tons of things that you can do at home to show him that you love him.
Yeah, that was my big thing too, and I was gonna say, like, I think a lot of people nowadays, when they get home, it's like, okay, welcome home, like, let's have dinner together. And whether you eat dinner at a dining room table or eat dinner with TV,
yeah,
and then you end up watching TV for the rest of the night, and then we're off to bed. So then it's like that quality time is watching TV. But is that really quality time? And it really depends, like, person to person. So I think a lot of people think that just because you're in the same room together, that's quality time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, like, just play a board game, or like come up with a hobby for you guys to do together that's at home. You can just do in the living room. Like,
and I think if you just put a little bit of effort into showing them that you care, like maybe writing like a little love note and leaving it for them in the morning when they get up for work, they can read that, and like you can do little things like that. Little goes a long way. So
it does.
My 25 female boyfriend, 26 male, joked that he would cheat on me if he had a chance. Oh dear.
This is one of the ones I was waiting for.
Recently, I had the opportunity to see screenshots of my boyfriend's DMs between himself and his friends. I was sent these screenshots by a mystery person. Still don't know who it is. That's really weird. It's obviously one of his friends.
I'm thinking it's probably one of his friends who either has a crush on her and like wants to get them broken up, or it's one of the friend's girlfriends.
Yeah, that could be true.
As well.
In one conversation, he was sent pictures of a girl's ass, stated BRB breaking up with so-and-so.
The girlfriend.
Yeah. In another conversation, he was sending pictures of a girl who I used to be friends with to one of his friends. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They were basically mirror pictures with her ass out. She put up on Instagram. Sorry guys, it's really small. He then said that she was his wifey. Oh my god. And if he had the opportunity to have sex with her, then he is a sinner. What? He also said plenty of gross things he would do to various females. He kept saying how this was 2 years ago and that it was locker room talk. Honestly, it honestly doesn't make it hurt less. We have been together for over 4 years at this point. I was extremely close to breaking up with him. He kept apologizing and saying how much he loves me and how stupid it all was. I know he didn't cheat, but I just feel so disrespected. Am I overreacting? Is it normal behavior for guys? You can answer first.
No, it's funnier when you answer first. I've already kind of like come up with my answer too.
Okay, well I haven't, but I would say,
is she overreacting?
No. I don't really think it makes that much of a difference whether it was 2 years ago or not.
Not at all.
I'm just curious. And I would say you're not overreacting, and I would probably leave them. Like, first of all, he's saying he would cheat, so if this girl that used to be friends with came on to him, would he have acted on that? That's what I would be worried about. As well as he's finding pictures of girls with their bums out and sending them to his friends and like making vulgar comments about it. Like, obviously he's a pig. So basically to me, like, that's cheating. I would think, like, you're saying you would do things to this girl, you're looking at other pictures, like, you're making comments about it, so to me that's already cheating.
Yeah, I definitely think she's like 100% in the clear here. She should break it off as a piece of absolute pig. And then it was funny because I picked this one because obviously it was a good question to begin with. But at the end, when she says, "Is this normal for guys?" I thought that would be an interesting one for us to talk about. Like, do you think that's normal? Like, you see it in movies all the time, like locker room talk.
Yeah, which is stupid. There's no justification for objectifying women like that, especially when you have somebody at home. Like, that's so disrespectful to your partner. If you're single, fine, like, whatever, it's still rude, but at least you're not hurting someone else's feelings.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's normal locker room talk for anybody. It's never been locker room talk. It is in movies, but like, I don't know. Yeah, but that's a movie. Yeah. But it's never been locker room talk that I've ever heard, and I went to high school, so I've been around a lot of guys.
I don't think my boyfriend is the one, but I'm not sure how to end it. He's a great guy, but we have some issues. We live 2 hours apart, and I always have to go see him because my mom and sister are staying with me. I also work full-time and can't drive 2 hours to work during the week and stay on top of my job and school. I just feel like there's a deep issue that I can't... That I can't articulate it. But I can't articulate it. We've been dating for 6 months, and I'm just not into it anymore. He has been pressuring me to move really fast, and we are constantly doing stuff with his family. I feel exhausted because how much of an extrovert he is. I don't want to have sex anymore, and I feel so pressured to be someone I'm not. Partly because part of the issue is maturity. He is constantly going out and socializing to the point his finances are not in order. He also constantly drinks, and I get it. We all need a break from work, but it took me threatening to break up with him for him to start calling me more. I have brought these concerns up, and now he calls me every night, but I feel like something is not in our relationship. I don't feel like I'm getting what I need. I am dealing with major depression, and I work 2 jobs on top of finishing my PhD. I'm tired on weekends and don't want to spend all of my time with his family, especially because our relationship is still so new. I appreciate that he's close with them, but it's like every weekend we have plans with his friends or family.
Is this the massively long one?
This is the end right here.
Okay.
We have a trip scheduled for Christmas, and his family graciously paid for my plane ticket. Wow. What should I do? The ticket is not refundable, and I don't have a lump sum to return it to them right now. So this was posted 2 hours ago, so Christmas would be 2 months away still. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
That's a really tough one. I would say you need to break up because it sounds like you're both different people. Like, he's extroverted and it sounds like she's not, as well as she's depressed and he's not helping, or like...
He doesn't know, it sounds like.
No, he doesn't know, but he's also not helping the depression. Yeah, like, I feel like if he was the one, like it says in the title, you would feel a lot less depressed hanging out with him or being with him.
Yeah, and I read something the other day, like a quote somewhere, and it basically said, like, you can't pour from an empty cup, so, like, take care of yourself first. And for some reason that just popped into my head, but
yeah,
it's so true. Like, if you're depressed, then trying to, like, be that 50% of a relationship isn't going to work out so well, and it's not going to help. Like, if the other person's depressed, you can't help them if you're not happy with yourself, kind of thing.
And then she also said that when they're together, it's like, it's not who she is.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like that's another red flag for you. Like, you're not happy, and he's forcing you to be someone you're not. So, obviously, he's not the one. Yeah. And it's only been 6 months. So, that's not very long.
No, I would say to end it, but with that trip, that's a really awkward conversation to have. I would say, like, you should talk to him, let him know that that's kind of how you feel.
Yeah.
And then just say, like, is there a friend of yours that you could bring instead?
Yeah,
that's
or like,
the best situation.
If he was actually mature, like if you guys chat about it and he's understanding and mature, you could still go but as friends.
Yeah,
like
that's true too.
No expectations there, not in a relationship, you're just going as friends.
Yeah. If that's something she wanted.
Yeah, if that's something she was comfortable with and he was comfortable with, and like all of that. But I definitely feel like it needs to end. They're just not right.
Not right for each other.
I don't know what to do, it's called. Me and my girlfriend have been together for about a year and 4 months. She constantly changes her password on her phone and hates it when I even touch it. She's cheated on me once before, and because of that I get constant fear that she's going to do it again. I don't know what to do, so I thought I might ask for some help. I would say she's changing the password and not letting you know what it is, and not letting you touch her phone, then there's definitely a problem.
She's obviously hiding something, and people always say, like, well, she could just be hiding your Christmas gift, or, like, whatever. I never buy that. No. So I think that's a gigantic red flag.
I would say you have to go to her and be like, hey, either I get to look at your phone and make sure everything's good, and you have justification. She's cheated on you once before.
Yeah.
You should be allowed to look and make sure everything's okay. And if she says no, then that's it.
Yeah.
Like, the trust isn't there. She's still hiding stuff. It's just not right.
Yeah. Trust is the one thing that you can never get back once it's broken.
And it doesn't sound like she's trying to fix it either. If she's still being secretive.
She cheated on him once before, and to me, that's it. That's the end right there. But everybody always gets back together with them for whatever reason.
Yeah, sometimes second chances are needed, but it sounds like she's not willing to put in the effort to that second chance and hasn't changed, so.
Yeah. I don't know, that's a crappy situation, and I would get out.
Yeah. Am I wrong for wanting my significant other to stop dyeing her hair weird colors? So basically, summed up, this guy works at a very professional place where you have to be very well kept, suits, dressed to the nines, no facial hair allowed, well-groomed hair, like everything has to be perfect. They're very, very strict on appearance policy. His girlfriend of 3 years has decided to change her look and get a bunch of tattoos, piercings, and she likes to dye her hair different colors. He doesn't mind that. He likes it on her, whatever, but she knows that his work doesn't allow that kind of thing. So they have a lot of work parties that she has to go to. She told him she would meet him there. She showed up. Her hair was hot pink. The boss was not impressed. It didn't sound like the boss said anything to him, but he just got a bad vibe from his boss. His reaction to his girlfriend of 3 years coming in like that. And now he has asked her to stop dyeing her hair funky colors for his work. And he's also put in there that it's not unreasonable for him to ask because he pays for all of the bills.
Oh.
So she could become a tattoo artist.
Okay.
So that's really hard. I think that when I was reading the part where he asked her to stop dyeing the hair funky colors, I think he went about it the wrong way. It sounded like he asked like quite rudely. Sounds like he was mad from her showing up with the pink hair to the party, and then it probably came out a lot more rude than it could have.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. I don't really know, because I used to dye my hair funky colors a lot, and I loved it, and I didn't care what anybody else thought. So it's hard, and like you can't control somebody. So, like, I get he wants to bring his girlfriend to the events, but I get that the work doesn't want that, but I think you need to do either ask your girlfriend nicely to just avoid dyeing her hair funky colors close to events, or just get a washout hair color so that when you do go to the event it's not wacky. Or you need to not take her to events, and she would understand that because of her hair color and the work's strict policy. Or you need to go to your boss and ask him, because he didn't actually say to you that your girlfriend cannot come to our work party like that. So while yes, you are an employee and you can't do that, she's not. So you can't really control the people that come to your party. And I feel like your boss isn't going to be like, no, your significant other can't come, even though we specifically want your spouses to come because her hair is pink. Like,
Yeah, I think that's the most important part here, is that the boss he doesn't govern her, so that means nothing. For him, though, I think he needs to be, if you love this girl, then you need to be confident in who she is. And if that's what she likes to do, then you need to be okay with that.
And it sounds like from the message that he doesn't mind it. It's just at work when it makes him, like, weird.
But either way, like, if she comes to your work party, you need to embrace her as she is, because, like, it's not going to get you in trouble anyways, because the boss can't get you in trouble.
Yeah, you can't get in trouble because your significant other has colored hair.
But the other side to that is, what are these work functions? If it's a Christmas party, who cares? Let her show up in whatever she wants, like, obviously, like, to a point. But if she wants to dye her hair, it's not a big deal. If it's like a client event, like if this guy's a lawyer and these events are like big fancy galas where you're meeting clients and you have to make a good impression on those clients, then I can kind of understand, because now her showing up with hot pink hair makes him look bad to a client, not to his coworkers, because that, I think, is a different side of the coin.
That's true.
And at that point, yeah, you need to just have that conversation and let her know, like, this can't, like, I can't be in this fancy attire and have you come in with hot pink hair, because it looks bad to clients and it's hurting my reputation, my business, whatever that is. And simple solution is to get a wig.
Yeah, I was going to suggest that. I just didn't know if that was, like, a little bit rude.
I don't think so. If you just get a brown hair or a blonde hair or whatever you want wig that you can just wear to the event.
That's true.
Keep dyeing your hair whatever color you want.
Yeah.
But he needs to come around the right way. You can't be rude about something like that, because it is a personal attack.
Yeah,
You're attacking her decisions.
Yeah, you can't tell her she can't have pink hair because of your work. That's not fair to her at all.
You either love this girl or you don't. Like, you need to support her decisions.
It said in there that he was planning on marrying her, so...
Yeah, so you need to grow a spine and just ignore it. Like, if your boss did say something to you, then that's a different story.
Then you gotta talk to him about it, I would think.
Yeah, but if you're getting a bad vibe from him...
He didn't actually say anything to you, you just thought that he didn't like it, or he was surprised or whatever, then who cares?
Yeah.
Not everybody has pink hair. When I see someone with different colored hair, I'm surprised too. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like, I would just ignore that, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I thought that was a good one, though.
Yeah, I like that one. And I would say the solution is you need to talk to either your boss or her, and with your girlfriend, you need to apologize for being rude to her, because you just told her that in the thing, you told her that her having pink hair was jeopardizing your career, which I think was...
That's overreacted.
Yeah, you overreacted a lot, and you probably really hurt her feelings. Like, you even said that she always wanted to dye her hair and get piercings and tattoos, but never felt confident until she was in a relationship with you. Yeah. So she felt really good and confident, and then you hurt her feelings. So that's not very nice, and you need to apologize and go about it the right way.
Yeah. Agreed.
That's all the questions we have. I think that was really good, and I like attempting to solve other people's relationship problems. It's nice when they're not your own. Not that we have issues, but like still. Like, it's always more fun from an outside point of view.
Obviously.
Yeah. So if you want us to do this again, we can definitely do a part 2, or we could do other stuff from Reddit. Like, there's tons of other weird stuff. It's not just relationship problems. Ask Reddit has a lot of crazy stuff, so who knows what we'll be able to find. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and let us know in the comments below if you want us to do more types of videos this way, or if you liked it, or feedback, or anything like that.
Yeah, and let us know if you guys agreed with some of the things that we said.
Yeah, did you have a different opinion? Did you think our advice was good? Like, what did you think?
Should we become couples counselors?
If you have any advice that you want to get our opinion on, you can also comment that, and we'll definitely reply to you. So yeah, thanks for watching.